Hi there. Welcome to We Are West Grand Talk Show. Today, my guest on the show is Mr. Jack Daly, the K-8 principal here in West Grand. Jack, thanks for joining me on the show.
Well, thanks for having me. I'm kind of excited about this. This is a neat opportunity.
Yeah. So what my goal is today is partly, for people in our community who haven't got a chance to get to know you, to maybe get to know you a little bit more. But we've got some pretty exciting things going on here at the K-8. We have our SCAP visit coming up here in the district, so maybe we can spend a little bit of time talking about some of those things.
Yeah, that'd be good. I think it'd be great for our community to know all the wonderful things happening here.
Yeah.
And for any time they want to come in and see, they can see what we're doing.
Yeah, absolutely. So this is Jack's first year as our principal here, the K-8 principal here in West Grand, and before you came here, of course, you were principal, I believe, for 3 years, right?
Yes.
In Walden, up in North Park, and every time I see folks from Walden, they remind me we absolutely stole Jack from them. So that's kind of a fun thing. So how are things going here in year one for you?
Things are going really well. It's been a nice transition. I think a lot of that comes from how welcoming the community and supportive the building is. My wife and I were actually just talking about this a couple days ago. So I have 2 high school daughters. I have a freshman and a junior, and we were talking about how we feel comfortable in this community already. We go out, people are happy to see us. They ask how things are going. So the community move has gone really well. And then in the building, I'm finding I'm really liking our staff. I have a really strong staff here, a caring staff, and we're figuring out how we work with each other very well. And we've got some really exciting things happening. The climate and culture, the staff has really taken off on working on making kids welcome here, making parents welcome here, and it's exciting to see our kids smile when they come in the building, and that makes my life a lot easier.
Yeah, so this year I've started making a real concerted effort to be out in front of the school every single day. Over the last couple of years, I've done it periodically here and there at this building and at the high school, and I've really enjoyed being out in front of this building every day with you and with Mr. T. The parents are just, it's really cool. If you don't come to the K-8 in the morning or drive to the K-8 in the morning, you probably wouldn't know this, but the 3 of us are out there waving at people, and actually you're like a valet going and opening people's car doors and all kinds of stuff. And to me, that's just so much fun for us to have that opportunity. It's a chance to greet our community, but also just to make sure our kids know that they're welcome every single morning, and we're excited to see them.
Yeah, that's very important to me, and it's important for the kids to come in when they smile and they're excited and they tell me I'm ready to have a great day. That just makes everything go good. But I also like it because parents are able to connect with us.
Yeah.
Too often, parents when they come to school and they have to go, they talk to principal, they think they're in trouble. That's a traditional one, and this just allows me to have a connection in a different way and for them to have comfort.
Yeah.
And know that we care about their kids.
Yeah,
when you
absolutely.
help a little one out of a vehicle, make sure they don't trip, they know we care.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I had one this morning, that had dropped some stuff, when mom is starting to drive away. And it's like, wait, you dropped some stuff. And we had the one this morning, all 3 of us were trying to track down the mom because the little girl forgot her backpack in the car. And, we're all, wait. But I just think that's a lot of fun. I think it is a great way for us to connect with our parents and with our kids and just let our kids know how excited we are to see them every morning. I really look forward to that. So, and this ties in with that, but you talked a little bit about or alluded to some of the climate and culture work that you guys are doing here at the West Grand K-8. So maybe elaborate on a few of those things. I've been really excited with some of the stuff you guys are doing.
So it's tough to hit it all, but some of the big ones is we've really made a concentrated effort to recognize the good things our kids are doing. You'll hear us say it all the time, celebrate the positive so loud that you can't hear the negative. And some of those things is we've got a traveling large stuffed horse that travels in the elementary every week for the kids that we recognize for doing a really good behavior in the hallways. The classroom gets it for a week. It's called Lucky. I go in there and Lucky's sitting at a desk with them, and the kids have a great time with it. We recognize them for, behaviors in the gym and things like that. Mrs. Bailey's husband built us these awesome metal trophies. That one's a book for library and one's a metal jump rope that's really cool. Those things, the kids are excited about them. They are aware of what's going on. And also, another thing, Mountain Family Center, last week they started bringing in a fruit stand to us. Free fruit, apples, bananas, oranges. And that has been so great to see. The kids are taking them at night. They're eating them during the day to have these healthy ones. And for the kids to come up, and they are so grateful and just loving having that energy from that kind of stuff.
I think that was one of those things when Helen, who's the Mountain Family Center director, talked to us about wanting to pursue this grant to have the opportunity to have more nutritious foods available, really just everywhere in the community, but specific to how can we do this here in the school. I don't know that any of us envisioned it becoming a fruit stand or that it would be near as wildly successful as it is, but you guys just can't keep fruit in that thing.
No, the kids are, we have kids come by in the morning and after school, before they go to volleyball practice, football players are picking it up. Having that little bit of good, healthy energy, it's just been dynamic for these kids, and it's so great. They'll come up, can I have a apple? Can I have a banana? And they thank us. It's one of those things that make you feel good about our kids because how polite and how appreciative they are of it.
Absolutely, it's one of those things. If you haven't seen it, it's just right as you pass the office, right by the gymnasium entrance, and it's not just that there's this basket of fruit, but they actually made this fruit stand, and it is really, really clever and really cool. So if you're in the K8 building, make sure you check that out. Another thing that people need to know about that I think is just awesome, and I've heard so many cool stories from parents about this, and I've heard about it with kids. In fact, you were just telling me, the time that we had set up for this, you came in a little bit late because you had to hear some jokes from the preschool kids. So Mr. Daly's joke of the day has become a rather popular thing here at the K8. So maybe talk a little bit about that. So
one thing I think is real important for parents is when you get a chance to sit down with your kids at the end of the day and ask them, what'd you do today? That's sometimes tough. Oh, I don't know. I just went to school. And so I like to start a day with a smile, and I like to help parents have something to talk to kids about. And so I started telling a joke of the day during announcements, and they are dad jokes. They are groaners. The one today was actually given to me by one of my students, and it is, what did the cactus say to the other cactus? Boy, you're looking sharp today. Oh, and I laugh, and the kids laugh. And my hope is when the kid comes home at night and we sit down to dinner, they say, hey, I have a joke for you, or can you help me write a joke? And it starts a conversation. And it creates a great way for me to interact with the kids too. Preschoolers, they don't know my name yet, but they call me Joke Guy. So they're giving me jokes all the time. But
the Joke Guy, that's good.
The kids all enjoy it, and if I'm gone a day, boy, that's the first thing I hear the next morning I walk in. Hey, where's our joke? Where were you yesterday? So it's a good way to start the day with a smile.
And he always puts in like the biggest laugh at the end. Can you maybe give us one of those laughs just one time here?
So this is the way I do it. So like, boy, you're looking sharp today, and then that's funny. That's good stuff. That's
and so we hear this over the loudspeaker every day, or our kids are hearing this every day over the loudspeaker. So it's just it's just a fun way for kids to start their day, and no matter how they came in the door, hopefully they came in the door with a smile because they see us out there greeting them and that kind of stuff. But even if they came in maybe on a little bit of a low, maybe that'll at least help them or distract them from a minute from maybe some struggles or some challenges that they're having as they go into their day. I want to go back just briefly. You talked about your move here to West Grand and being here in the community and that kind of thing, and you mentioned your daughters, and so I know obviously in Emma's case, being a junior, Allie was going to make a transition from 8th grade to freshman anyway, but now she does it in a whole different place. I'm thrilled to have both of them here, and being a part of West Grand High School. I know Emma dove right in with FFA, and I think she's the FFA president, if I remember correctly. How's the transition gone for them?
So, to be honest, the biggest concern I had when I moved here was the impact on my family. And so when we were looking to move, a community like this is what we wanted. A place that there was a sense of community, that it was small enough that people knew who their kids were, but large enough that our kids had opportunities. And Kremling fits that. And so coming in, it's been good. There has been some struggles, like you would expect, but the high school's been so welcoming. The kids, particularly the student leadership over there, the kids that are in Renaissance, have gone out of their way to help make them feel a part of the school. Allie's playing volleyball. Those girls have been incredibly supportive there, fitting right in. Emma's doing some other things. She's doing FFA. She's actually going to be a volunteer assistant for junior high boys basketball, which she's excited about. But having those opportunities have been really big for them. They really strongly believe in giving back, and this community has accepted that and has supported that. And so it's been a real good thing. And then in the school itself, it's been nice. I came from a smaller school, which was great. They do a great job. But coming here, it allowed us to have a few more opportunities in the classes. Like, for example, the girls are taking they're both taking Spanish, which is available. They're taking some more college classes. Emma's taking college speech and just loving it. Those type of things have really helped broaden what the girls are doing. And they're finding their role, and I think it's going really well.
Well, they're both great kids, and you and Angie should be very proud of your kids, and I know you guys are. I just think they're wonderful kids. Emma sold me a winning raffle ticket the other night. I won a cake at homecoming, and Allie has just got a wicked serve. Man, she hits the ball hard. So it's great having them here in the community. So let's transition a little bit. We have our SCAP visit coming up,
right.
and this week in the Grand Gazette, if you read the Superintendent's Corner, I talked specifically about this whole SSR visit, but maybe the principal's perspective of what this looks like. So in a nutshell, we have about 35 people who are coming on Wednesday next week to observe throughout our district, and to give us some feedback. So maybe kind of in your own words or your own thoughts about SCAP and the upcoming visit, what you're looking forward to maybe.
So what I'm really looking forward with SCAP is currently when people look at us from outside, it's done by the state. And it's based on our test scores and stuff, which are really important to make sure that we're preparing kids. But it's not a complete picture. And what I like about SCAP coming in is we do have a lot of people, but those are teachers. Those are admins that are in buildings very similar to ours. They're coming from communities similar to ours. And they are going to help us see the complete picture. So like these things we're doing to make kids feel comfortable and feel successful here, that's what we're going to see. And I just think SCAP has a chance to give us a more complete picture and let us know where we're doing really well, but also maybe where we could improve. And quite honestly, I'm putting a lot of weight into it because these are fellow educators. These are fellow educators that know small towns, that know the type of kids we have. And so it's going to be important to us to hear what they say. And I think we can really grow from it. That's what I'm excited about.
Yeah. I think, when I look at it, I think the opportunity, like you said, other fellow educators coming into our schools and into our classrooms and just giving some honest feedback, not you're in trouble or you're doing this wrong or anything like that. Just simply, hey, here's some things you're doing really well. As educators, we have this tendency to look at what we don't do well. Mm-hmm. We look at test scores and it's, wow, look at the percent of kids who aren't there. We don't, look at how many are there. We think about, oh man, and we need to do that. But we also have to take a step back and reflect on the things that, that we are doing and that we're doing extremely well. We don't just work to our weaknesses. We've got to focus on our strengths and keep getting better in those areas. So I'm looking forward to that feedback, and I'm looking forward to just seeing how well we as a leadership team have done with connecting with our teachers, and ultimately with our kids, with what we feel and what we are planning, as a district to try and continually improve. That, to me, that's what it's all about. It's just about, we've just got to keep finding ways to keep getting better every single day.
And that's another important thing. With these people coming in, they're coming in with a fresh set of eyes. So often when we're looking at it, we already have kind of preconceived. I see what I'm expecting to see. they're coming in without any of that. They have no idea what we've been doing, and they're just coming to see how things are going. And I think the teachers are excited about that too.
Yeah.
They really are looking forward to hearing from some other people. Teachers love to be working with other teachers, and they just see the things that they can really grow. And it's similar as when you're working with your own kids.
Yeah.
You know, if I'm the only one ever telling my daughters something, and a friend or another adult comes in and tells them the exact same thing, they sometimes hear that.
Yeah.
And so this is part of that. Are we truly doing what we're saying we're doing?
Right, exactly. And the other side of it, too, is now being part of this cohort of 16 school districts around Colorado, we then fill that same role for other districts. So you were part of a group that got to go to La Junta and do the SSR for East Otero, so we sent 5 people there. We have 5 people going to Buena Vista. I'm going to be leading that group here in about 2 or 3 weeks. When you were down at that visit in La Junta, I mean, obviously there were some things that you were looking for as an evaluator, but as the leader in the building, having 2 of your teachers there, what did you see as some of the benefit for them going and doing a visit in another location?
You know, I think a lot of it came down to them being able to compare what we're doing to someone else, the broader picture, because as you mentioned earlier, we have a tendency to narrow our focus. And you can have 20 good things happening a day, but if you have that one bad thing, that's what you focus on. This allowed them to get a more complete picture. They've come back, those 2 teachers in particular came back and have shared that with the other ones on what to expect and how useful it is to see this. That's the biggest thing we got from it was we're not alone. We are facing a lot of the same things. There's people that got some ideas that we don't have. We have some ideas that maybe they don't have, and we are in this as a community. It goes back to that small town, and that's great about these schools. They're all small town. Mm-hmm. They understand community, and we're just building a community.
Yeah, excellent. I totally agree with you. I think it's just one of those things. It's one of the more powerful tools that is out there in Colorado education, and this isn't something that's driven by the state. I mean, this was a group of 5 superintendents who got together and said, hey, this state accountability model, like you said earlier, it doesn't tell the whole picture, and so this is an opportunity to hopefully really tell our story well. And you know, I was really excited to hear from the teachers who have been, the ones who now are signing up to go on other visits, and we're actually hosting, you know, we have about 30 evaluators, but then there's almost 20 observers coming to check us out. And some want to see what the process looks like, but there are quite a few who just want to come because they're hearing there's some awesome things happening in West Grand, and this is an easy opportunity to come and maybe steal some ideas. So I think that's a really cool thing too.
Yeah.
So
and the educators are all about that.
Oh yeah.
We all know we don't know it all, and that if someone else is, why reinvent the wheel if somebody else already has it rolling down the street, you know? And so, yeah, we love to show off too. I'm excited to have all these people in this building. We have a gorgeous campus here. We have great kids, and that's what I'm excited about, honestly. And that's what I'll be pushing. Hey, have you seen this? So.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it should be a real good day. So if your kid comes home from school on Wednesday and they're like, man, there were all these people there, that's why. That's what was going on, and we'll be sharing all that stuff out at a board meeting here sometime in the not too distant future. So, well, again, you know, Jack, thanks for being on the show with me today. I really appreciate it. It's always a good chance. I mean, you know, we have some good, you know, conversations anyway. We're both Wyoming boys, you know, in case you didn't know that. So, you know, now we're in the right place because the wind doesn't blow. But but yeah, it's always good to sit and visit, and for, you know, for our community to have an opportunity to kind of listen in on our conversations is a good thing. So thank you for that.
And anytime you guys want to come and have a visit with me, call. I'll make some time and we can talk about things that are happening here. I always love to brag about our kids.
Absolutely. Give you a little tour too. So, hey, as always, we are West Grand.
Don't stop believing.